Hi, everybody. Mike Simonson here with my two computers. One is my desktop computer, it's a PC, and the other is my Macintosh computer with its own camera. You could be watching over my shoulder as we go through this little orientation on how to Zoom. I even have my iPhone connected, and once it gets caught up, I'll be able to give you a little swing around view of my office here in the DeSantis Center at Nova Southeastern University. I'm doing this not to show off, because it's kind of fun actually, but to show you that Zoom is a system that is so robust it works with almost any platform. Let me log out of my iPhone right now. We don't need that on. I'm going to leave the meeting. But a Mac, a PC, an iPhone. So you can use Zoom from almost any application. I haven't found any that we would use that it's not applicable for. At any rate, over the last few days, there's been some discussion about providing a little bit more orientation about how we use Zoom, and to give some ideas about how you can effectively use Zoom and some of the little intricacies. First of all, I'm not a Zoomie in terms of, I don't work for Zoom. I'm a professor just like everybody who's watching this. So I'm going to share with you what I've discovered as I have used Zoom over the last 7 or 8 years. I've used it for quite a while. Zoom has become the platform of preference. It's like Xerox was with copiers. Zoom is now becoming what video conferencing is all about. So let me share screen, and I'll come back and I'll explain some of these things that I'm doing. But let me share my screen first and take a look at what I'm calling the Baker's Dozen. And Baker's Dozen related to Zooming. Let's fill the screen up with that. Obviously, I'm a professor no, maybe not obviously, I haven't told you, I'm a professor of instructional technology and distance education in the Fischler College of Education. And what I'd like to talk about are some tips, Baker's Dozen tips, and then give some examples. We'll go into Canvas and look at some things, and then some resources and references that will be very helpful to you. Let's look at my Baker's Dozen for a second. I want to talk about logging in, and let's dismiss that right away. Nova Southeastern University has 30,000 Zoom licenses for all of its staff, faculty, and students. To log in to get your account, you go to zoom.nova.edu and follow the prompts. And that's how you get into the system. Fischler College also has its own account, but we're going to merge ours with NSU's within the next few days. And so that will be the place where you go to use and to get and to set up your profile in Nova. I'm going to talk about the desktop, some of the icons there and how they work, the microphone and the camera, scheduling a little bit. I'll mention that a little bit. Inviting people to participate in a meeting once you started it. How you mute, very important. How you turn people off, their microphone off. Excuse me. Screen sharing, what I'm doing right now. How you make recordings, posting your recordings, either in Canvas or Vimeo or YouTube or almost any social media platform that allows posting. Zoom in Canvas, we'll talk about how you activate Zoom in your Canvas course. So it's a permanent tab on the left-hand side. No student Zooming, but that means I don't have any students. I'm just Zooming, I'm making a recording, so I'm gonna make a little tutorial. And I'm using Zoom as the recording device for my tutorial. Sharing control, how you can let other people be the moderators, which is a pretty powerful aspect of this whole thing. And then as it says in the middle, how do you learn how to use Zoom? You play with it. I mean, the tutorials are wonderful. The kinds of resources that are available are okay. Maybe this will help you a little bit, this little recording that I'm making. But the best way to do it is play with it. Zoom with a friend, Zoom with a colleague, and ask each other questions. See the power of it. And I think you'll be quite surprised at how easy it is compared to maybe other systems that you might have used. And then there's resources. I will send this PowerPoint to you so you'll have the hyperlinks to these resources. Working remotely cheat sheet, NSU's Learning and Education Center. The Zoom tutorials that Zoom makes available are quite good, and they're single concept. So if you want to look at how you log in, how you make recording, there is a Zoom recording to do that. Now at NSU, the support for Zoom is provided by the Office of Information and Instructional Technology. I think that's what OIT stands for. Mike Taylor and Larry Letty are the two people who are, quote, the Zoom coordinators, but probably in most cases, if you're having issues, you need to go to Service Manager and enter it in a report so that they will then help you solve the problem that you're having with Zoom. Probably Larry and Mike don't want a lot of people calling them. And you can call me, although I am not a Zoom technician. I just have had a lot of experience with it. So let's go back and let's now talk about, I'm looking over my shoulder to make sure that you're seeing the screen sharing. And let's talk about the various ways that Zoom is used, and to give you some ideas that might help you as you use Zoom yourself. I'm going to stop sharing, come back to the screens, and I'm going to take a look at my cheat sheet, my notes right here. First of all, I talked about logging in. Let's take a quick view of the desktop. Now, right now, for me, the icons are all invisible. But as I bring my mouse down here at the bottom, I see the icons. And I think you will see them too. You have the microphone icon. And the upward arrow allows you to select what microphone you want to use. I'm using the microphone built into this Logitech camera. The one that's right here, or the one that I guess you really can't see. It's back here behind. This microphone and camera system that Logitech puts out, the 920C, there's various models under the 920 numerical system, are quite powerful. They're high definition. They weigh about 3 ounces. They have excellent microphones, so you don't need to have the headphones, although sometimes the headphones are better than microphone. But it's really a powerful tool, and I would recommend you take the expense to buy one for the $60 or $70 that you can find if you go to Amazon and try to purchase one. The next icon over is your video. I'm turning the video off. You see this picture of me, at least on one side, because I've turned my video off on my desktop computer, and I'll activate it again. And then once again, you have the up arrow, which allows you to use whatever microphones you have connected. And in most laptops, you have a microphone built in. The reason I like the Logitech is you can put the camera at eye level, which is preferable. You can follow the rule of thirds a little better, and you can use the camera and move it around a little bit easier than you can with the built-in camera. But the built-in cameras on your laptops are quite effective. Here's an icon next. It's invite. That's how you invite people. Here's how you manage participants. For example, if you have people who refuse to mute their microphone and it's causing background noise when you're giving a presentation, you can mute people by going to the manage participants button. I don't want to end the meeting. Share screen, you've already seen that button. Just used it, but let's look at something else. Under advanced sharing options, you can have multiple participants share a screen simultaneously. So you can have 2 screens going at the same time, like a student who's presenting and you're critiquing it. You can, who can share? Well, the default is only the host, but all participants can share if you click this button. Now you can't see it on your screen, but you're kind of looking over my shoulder and see that I did get a pop-up when I clicked on that. Chat, the chat function is wonderful. I like to use it, having people chat when I'm making a presentation, and then having someone monitor that so they see the questions and then they can interrupt me and say, all right, you have a question from Bill Smith or Nancy Jones that is pausing, that needs to be answered. Pausing recording. There are breakout room capabilities. You can have up to 4 breakout rooms where you can assign students to work in small groups, and the end of the meeting. Up at the top, this is kind of important up here where you see the ID. That's where people can log in just by using the ID. They can go to the Zoom icon in their iPhone and they can log in. And by the way, when you log into Zoom, you also get a series of phone numbers that you can use. You don't have to have a desktop or a laptop. You can use a regular telephone and call up and listen using that particular aspect. All right, that's a little bit about the desktop. I talked about the microphone and the camera. I would recommend that you, if you're going to do very much Zooming, you buy yourself one of these Logitech microphones. Scheduling, when you log in, you have the option of scheduling. You can schedule days, weeks, months in advance and schedule a meeting. You get then a screen that allows you to share that schedule with whomever you're inviting. Now, those of you who are using Canvas, Zooming with internal to Canvas, that's all done through Canvas, but you can also do it externally. Inviting people, we talked about that down at the bottom. We talked about how you can invite people by clicking here, and you can then, they will be sent a default email once you type in where you would like or whom you would like to invite to the meeting. Muting, I showed that. That's good because that's how you mute, and that's how, if you're the moderator, you can mute other people. Screen sharing, let's go back to screen share one more time. I'll go back here to screen share, go back to my screen and share. And here's the baker's dozen. You're seeing that again, and let's leave that up for a little bit. Recording, I am recording this session to my desktop. You have two options. You can record to your desktop. This is what I recommend, because then you can take that and you can upload it either to like Vimeo, if you have an account with Vimeo, or with Facebook, or any other social media platform that allows you to upload. Or you can also edit it using Windows Movie Maker or some other movie maker project like iMovie on your Macintosh computer, so that you can edit that recording. If you record within Canvas using your NSU account, you record to the cloud, and there's virtually unlimited cloud space for you to record to. It also will be recorded or saved in Shark Media, or Kaltura as we call it, which is a powerful way to keep you from having to load up your own desktop computer or your personal computer with these recordings. I like to record them to my desktop because I like to edit them a little bit. And we talked about posting Zoom in Canvas. I'm going to come back to that in just 1 second. No student Zooming, so we're using Zoom as a powerful recording package to actually make a short tutorial. And then sharing control, I mentioned that a little bit. So let's stop sharing right now. And let's go back to my computer, and let's go to Chrome, excuse me. Let's go to Canvas, and let's take a look. I'm going to screen share, and here's my dashboard for some of the courses, or here's the courses I'm teaching. Let's go back to the dashboard, and these are the courses that I'm teaching this semester, or I'm responsible for. And let's go to one of them, like Advanced Instructional Design. And I guess I've already uploaded Zoom to that one. Let's go back to a different course, and let's find one where we haven't uploaded Zoom yet. Here's one right here. So I'll go to Settings on the left-hand side, Navigation, and go down to where you can see Zoom as one of the options that you can load to your Canvas site. First of all, you enable Canvas, and then it will appear, then you save. And you go back to, I'll go back to the home page for this course. And Zoom is now one of the options. Now, if I click on it right now, since I haven't started my Zoom account, I'm going to get this warning saying an error code. Well, once you establish your account in Zoom, NSU account in Zoom, this will pop up with the basic information that you need so that you can schedule and use Zoom. So in a nutshell, that's it. The key, and has been for me, is to play with Zoom, make recordings, invite people to participate in a little Zoom meeting with you. Invite a student instead of for calling you on the phone or other kinds of office hours, schedule a Zoom meeting with them so that you play around with it a little bit. My observation that Zoom has gone from hundreds of thousands of users to millions of users virtually overnight in a seamless way. It's a very powerful package. I don't know what they do. They maybe add another server at the end of the line and they can take another million users, but it seems to be an extremely powerful, easy to use, robust application that I find is extremely valuable. I really am glad that NSU has decided that this is the platform that it wants to go with. Let's go back and summarize very quickly. I'm going to screen share again, and I've got my dozen. And we talked about logging in, zoom.nova.edu. A little bit about the desktop, the microphone and the camera. I recommend the Logitech 920. How you schedule, you do that when you actually set up a meeting. Invite people, you can do that within a meeting. Muting, screen sharing, how you make recordings. Post the recordings, you can post them to Kaltrua, you can post them right into Canvas. You can put them on Facebook or YouTube also. Zoom in Canvas, how you activate the Zoom tab on the left-hand side. The no student zooming when I'm using it to make a recording, and how you share and control. Well, that's it. I hope this was helpful. I've enjoyed it, and if I can be of help, I'd love to. I think the bottom line on my bottom line recommendation I would make is to try it out, play with it a little bit, use it until you become familiar. There are a lot of upside capabilities to Zoom that I haven't even begun to touch upon. But those are things you learn how to use after you get the basics. And since we don't have a lot of external support other than the tutorials that Zoom provides, we are, as teachers, professors, are pretty much on our own to use Zoom. So anyway, have fun. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was a little helpful to you, and take care.